Temperatures dipping into the 40s at night, even lower in some areas. More of you are turning on your heaters and paying the price when the bill comes. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Chiquetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. It is going to be a cold night. Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis will join us in just a moment with a first look at your microclimate forecast. But we begin with CBS 8's Brian White, working for you with ways to keep your energy costs down. Brian?
With these colder temperatures lately, we've been cranking our heater to 70, and we've been seeing the effect on our power bill. This was my SDG&E bill at $120 for October when I wasn't using the heater. It bumped up to $190 the next month as it started getting colder. And now that I've turned up the heat throughout December, my current bill's at $221. That's an increase of more than $100 from a few months ago. So what can we do to save money on our heating bill? First and foremost, making sure our HVAC system isn't working harder than it needs to.
This is a standard filter. It's important to understand that it's absolutely critical to keep this one changed on a regular basis because of the restriction of the airflow. If you restrict airflow too much, your heat exchanger gets too hot.
Keith Zirk is with Personal Plumbing, Heating and Cooling and has 30 years in the HVAC business. He says when you change your filter, it's important to use the right size.
This one happens to be a 16 by 25, which is sized for this particular furnace. And it's also important to recognize that the airflow is already marked on there, so you want to make sure that you're putting it in properly.
What about closing off vents to rooms we don't need to heat? Can that save money? Keith says no, it might actually cause damage.
Please understand, your system is designed to have all the vents open. If you start shutting off different registers, you're now restricting airflow again, and you can cause havoc with overheating your heat exchanger.
And if you don't have a central HVAC system, you might be using a portable space heater to keep warm. Keith says be careful and keep it on a flat surface.
A couple of things to look out for is they do get hot, so if you have children in the house, you have to make sure that they're not in access to them, and as well as making sure there's no flammables around them.
No matter how you're heating your home, a good carbon monoxide detector is key.
Carbon monoxide is an issue with older furnaces. That's why it's very important that you pick the proper carbon monoxide detector. So it's really important if when you buy one or when you're looking and researching one that you get the lowest parts per million as possible.
To keep things running smoothly, Keith recommends getting your HVAC system serviced once a year by a professional. Working for you, Brian White, CBS 8.